Hello, Trolley. This is Nevja Wigfall, your broker in charge, coming to you with a recap of our mastery from Monday, 8/18/2025. Our mastery that we discussed was facing objections in real estate. And I'm talking about objections you may encounter from buyers or sellers. And so I picked out a few that has been prevalent this past week and wanted to discuss them and give you alternative and options. So here we go. Our first objective is a buyer objective. And how many of us have heard we want to wait for prices to drop, right? That's the biggest thing. They want to wait for prices to drop. How can we turn that objection around? What I want to teach you today is to acknowledge the objection, to rely on industry data, and to have a call to action when responding to the objections. So let's look at what that might look like. So, your strategy for that objection, I want you to reframe the timing risk, focus on opportunity cost, and highlight the market realities. So, you would want to say something like, I understand wanting to get the best deal. That's smart. The thing to consider is that while waiting for prices to drop, interest rates or competition could change and cost you more in the long run. So right now, you have more choice and negotiating power than you might have later. If the perfect home came on the market today, would you want to at least see what the numbers could look like? That's your call to action. So I challenge you to reframe the timing, focus on the opportunity cost, and highlight the market realities. Okay, our next objection is buyer objection number two. We want to wait until interest rates go down. We hear that all the time. We want to wait until rates go down. What can we do? How can we strategize to respond to this objection? We can show cost over time and introduce the refinancing option, right? So your response might be something like, that makes sense. No one loves paying more interest. But here's the thing, while waiting for rates to go down, prices could go up. You can always refinance later when rates improve, but you can't go back in time and lock in today's price. Would you like me to run numbers showing the difference? That's your call to action. More than likely, they're going to say, yeah, why not? Let me see the difference in the numbers. And then they can make an informed decision. Remember, you are the professional. You have access to resources that they do not. They are listening to what they hear out in the wind, but you are basing your responses on what you know as the industry professional and what the market is dictating. Our next objection is also a buyer objection. This one says, we're not ready to make an offer yet. We want to think about it. We hear that one all the time. We want to just think about it. Well, one thing we want to do is create urgency without creating pressure. Okay, so your response could be something like, I totally understand. My only concern is that good homes often sell quickly, and I hate for you to lose this one while thinking it over. What if we put together a strong offer with a few safety contingencies so you're protected, but still have a chance to secure it? We all know how to write these offers with contingencies, contingent upon appraisal, contingent upon, um, sorry, drawing a blank. Contingent upon appraisal, contingent upon CL 100, contingent upon inspections, all those good things. We can write in those contingencies, but at least they'll feel the biggest contingency I wanted to mention is due diligence. So, with the due diligence period, we know they can back out at any time. We don't want to waste people's time, but we also want to give the client the feeling that they're moving forward without any pressure. This is the seller objection that I wanted to go over with you all. This is the first one. Seller says, we want to price higher to leave room for negotiation. Now we know that's a strategy for failure, right? Price higher, leave room for negotiations. Come on. So we don't want to chase the market. We want the market to chase us. And so one of the strategies you want to do is explain the market psychology and the risks of overpricing. And so your response might be, I hear you. It feels like you can always come down, but buyers often don't even see a home that's priced above market. Overpricing can cause you to sit longer, get fewer showings, and end up selling for less than if we started at the right price. The goal is to attract the most buyers right away while it's fresh. Can I show you examples of what's sold in your price range? That way they can see how the market is moving in that price range as opposed to a price range where their home is just going to sit. Okay? Always rely on market data. The next one is seller objection number two. Another agent said they could sell it for me for more. We hear that a lot. This is when, as a Carolina One agent, you get the time to shine and show your value and lean on our marketing tools and resources. Put together your strategy should be to position yourself as honest and data driven. Rely on the data. Say something like, I completely understand wanting the best possible price. My role is to give you realistic numbers based on actual market data so we can get you sold without chasing the market down later. Sometimes agents will buy the listing by quoting a higher price to win the listing, but I'd rather give you the truth now than have you disappointed later. Shall we look at the comps together? That's your call to action. Comps don't lie. Okay? Our next objection and our last objection is we want to wait until the market improves. We hear that a lot. Your strategy would be to reframe the market timing and the opportunity. What do I mean by that? You might want to say something like, that's understandable. We all want to sell at the peak. The reality is, we can't perfectly time the market. And while you're waiting, interest rates and buyer demand could change. If your next move depends on selling, sometimes the best time is when it works for you personally and not just the market. So, can we explore what your net would look like right now? Net sheets. Let's utilize providing net sheets. Sometimes people just want to see the numbers. They just want to see the numbers. Another objection that was mentioned in class on Monday was the objection about paying your commission. You have to know what your value is and what your worth is. And you have to be able to say that you're willing to walk away from a deal when you know you're going to put in more time, effort than a 2% realtor or 1.5 or 2.5%. Stand up for what you want at 3%. Show your value. More than likely, they're going to push back. But if you stand firm, you're going to get what you ask for. Do you want to become known as the discount realtor, or do you want to be known as a realtor who gives the same price across the board, stands their ground, and know their worth? Give that some thought. We can't always mark down, but I'm not, there's times when you have to look at the situation and the seller situation, and it just may call for a reduction. But remember to run it by me, your broker in charge, and get it approved. I would be more than happy to sit with you and talk about why we're asking for the reduction. Okay? So I hope this has been a very useful 9 minutes. I did it under 10, and that was my goal. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm here to support you all. I hope this information was good information for you. Thanks a bunch.